Ignite, sparked by BBB, where conversations are taking place to change the future.
Welcome back to BBB Sharing. I'm Evie, Director of Ignite, sparked by BBB. And with me today, my lovely guest, Revardo, is coming from Castleton Consultants.
Correct.
Revardo, welcome in. What's it like for your first podcast so far?
I'm nervous.
Nervous.
Extremely nervous.
You're going to do wonderfully. It's like I always tell people, I don't ask any hardball questions.
Okay.
It's really people wanting to know what you do, why you do what you do, and more so, what is Castleton Consultants?
Okay. All right. Castleton Consultants is a outpatient substance abuse program. We mainly deal with clients who have a substance abuse problem with alcohol.
Okay.
We will do some lighter abuse like marijuana, but not the cocaine and the other things. It's
Mostly
mainly alcohol. Yeah. 99% of my clients have gotten in trouble because of alcohol, either DUI, drunk in public, and we get referrals from the attorneys. We get referrals from the courts. We get referrals from the POs when they're handling it. And what we do is we bring them in, do an assessment to try to ascertain how severe the problem is. Depending on what the problem is or how bad it is, we lay out a treatment program. And that treatment program can go from anywhere from 16 weeks out to a year, just depending on the individual.
How severe it is.
Yeah.
How addicted they are to it.
That's very true.
What are the most ages that you see in there, that average age group that you tend to see?
Well, we start at 18 and go up. And I've been doing this now almost 80 years. And we've had all ages.
Yeah.
Females, usually it's in that late 40s, early 50s.
Really?
Okay. The males are generally a little earlier than that, where we see them. And then, of course, again, when they get a little older and retired and other things interfere with their lives. But one thing about substance abuse, normally there's another issue somewhere.
Right.
That has caused that person to overindulge. And so we also try to get at that and talk to them about, give them a good education, number one, about alcohol and what it does. We talk about alcohol from what it does to your brain, what it does to your organs, all of those types of things that because it really just breaks it down. As I said earlier, the body does not need internal alcohol for anything. Doesn't use it for anything at all. It really just slowly breaks everything down, slowly. And it's so slow that people will drink for years before they realize they got a problem.
Right.
They've got a problem.
It's funny that you say that. Two things you said that really resonated with me. The first one was the fact that there is a core issue as to why people get to the point where they're addicted to alcohol. And it's something that we talk about a lot here at the BBB and in our Ignite program. We believe that mental health is one of the main root causes for why people do what they do, whether it's an addiction to alcohol or fentanyl or cocaine or heroin, all of those things. There's a reason why people do that, because the addiction is the solution for them.
That's exactly.
It's not the cause.
It's not the cause. They self-medicate. I had one gentleman tell me that, well, I just started because I was absolutely relaxed. So I can go to bed every night. So I was drinking every night. Every night? Yeah, every night. And he doesn't realize he's developed a problem.
Right.
He's developed a problem.
And that leads me to the second thing. My mother loves having her glass of wine. She's always done it since I can remember. She would always in the evening have her glass of wine.
Yeah.
And then she hit menopause. And that stubborn weight was sticking on. And she said, I don't understand. I'm a healthy person. I work out every single day. I'm a Pilates instructor. I eat healthy. She said, I cannot understand why I cannot drop these 10 weights. And I looked at her and I said, because you drink. And she said, no, that's not it. And I said, that's it.
Yeah. They never want to blame the alcohol for anything.
And if you will believe it or not, she's actually lost that stubborn weight since she stopped drinking. She has her glass of wine with my father on their cheat day on Sunday.
Yeah. she found out that she would feel much better without
Right.
that alcohol in her body. And people just don't realize it, that they are tearing their body up slowly. And I think that's the downside of alcohol is that it does it so slowly that you really don't realize how much it is straining your body and your organs, even your brain. I mean, it's just that bad. Just that
The younger people that you have come into your facility,
bad.
what is it, the reason behind either it's an addiction or they got a DUI? What usually is the case?
The younger people generally have had sometimes an assault on a family member, uh, DUIs, of course, because they're young drivers anyway.
Right.
And I think those are probably the two main ones. We had a young lady come in and she started out pretty good and she was coming to her group sessions like she was supposed to. Then all of a sudden she stopped. So we reached out to her and said, hey, you're missing your groups, what's going on? Oh no, I don't want to do that anymore. And she stopped. It wasn't 3 months from the time she stopped until she was so intoxicated. She killed a lady right in Richmond.
Oh no.
Yeah, and they just don't realize that, hey, this is what can happen to you if you continue to drink and
Right.
drive.
I don't think people understand that when you drink and you decide to get behind the wheel or you decide to get in an altercation with somebody, your level of awareness is significantly diminished at that point.
Yes, it is.
So you're not really making the normal conscious decisions that you would be making every other time you would happen to be in that situation.
Yeah. I try to make them understand that when you drink, sometimes when it's time for a decision to be made, it's not you making a decision.
Right.
If you had not been drinking, you would have made that decision differently. But because the alcohol was involved with it, the alcohol made the decision.
Right.
And it was the worst decision you could make.
They call it under the influence for a reason.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So what
Exactly right.
advice do you have for people out there that are either seeking guidance or help? What is the first step that they should take and how do they get in contact with you?
Okay. I think the first step would be to get some education about alcohol. Okay, whether you get it from us, whether you do a little research on your own. Once you begin to understand alcohol and what it can do and what it will do to you, hopefully that little inner thing in you will say, hey, I don't want to really do this. I don't want to wind up like that.
Right.
Okay. So get education, whether you have to come to us, or I'd rather you not have to come to us because by that time you're in some trouble. But do some research. Do some research. And I know, like most of us, we listen to the older people say, oh, you'll be all right, eat something. You'll be all right, drink some water, you'll be all right. That's not true. That alcohol still gets into your bloodstream and it still impacts you. So do some research before you begin to consume and understand alcohol.
Wonderful. And how can people get in contact with you if they do need you?
They do need us. Well, I have my website rebuilt, but give me about another 2 weeks and it should be up and running good. Okay. And the other thing they're beginning to do for us is I have not been on the social media platforms. And I guess that's just my understanding that sometimes, when people come to our program, they're in trouble. They don't want to come.
Right.
Yeah, they're in trouble. So a lot of times they'll say, well, why y'all doing this? They badmouth folks and want to blame us as opposed to accepting the help itself. And I figured on social media, they get an opportunity to just blah, 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 all over the place about us. So that's why I hadn't been. But my new IT guy told me, he said, no, you got to do it. He said, you need to be out there.
Right.
You need to be out there. So he's working on it for me.
That's wonderful that he's doing that for you because I will say this, social media is a great representation. It has a dark side and a light side to it. And I think when we use it to send good messages out, like for Castleton Consultants to show, hey, this is what our progress looks like. This is a testimonial of somebody that's been through our program and they've had a wonderful experience and they're doing A, B, and C now. So I think your IT guy's spot on with that
Well,
one.
he convinced me.
Wonderful.
He convinced me.
Well, I look forward to seeing it and following you on social media,
Oh,
hopefully
fantastic.
sometime soon.
It'll be soon.
Wonderful.
It will be soon.
Everyone that's watching on YouTube, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Do not forget to comment down below and hit that notification bell. It really helps us upload, let you know when we upload, and notify people when we do so, and pop up on their feed. And if you are listening on Spotify, BBB Sharing, please make sure to follow us and share the audio out. People, we do these for a reason. We want people to learn about the businesses and the consultants that are in the area and all the wonderful resources that are available for us here in Richmond. So thank you, Revardo, for coming in.
Thank you for inviting me.
Of course.
Ignite, sparked by BBB, where conversations are taking place to change the future.